Hey guys, so I've been teasing you with lots of small little clips about the sunflower cake and how it came together, and I thought I'm going to put all of them together so you guys can see it at one place instead of finding here and missing a part maybe there. So this is my sunflower cake. In advance you had to prep the sunflowers. I went and made a bunch of frosting that will cover the cake and make the sunflowers. All right, so first I took the yellowish color. Now that yellow, almost, I added a little orange as well, just to get that sunflower color, because you guys know when you look at the sunflower from far away it will look yellow, but it's got shades of orange in. Well, that's the way I see it in anyway. So I added a little orange and made it orangey yellowish to fit the matching piping petals. Ooh, say that 5 times. All right, so the next color is, I wanted the middle part, the textured part of the, I think it's the seeds in the middle. So I realized I didn't have any chocolate brown coloring left, so I just went and took real chocolate frosting and made that with a little bit of black to get a darker shade of color that's going to be the middle part. Now the piping tips I'm using, I'm going to add them in for you, is what they look like. I don't actually have the numbers for them because most of these days, in the old days, if I can say the old days, you found a piping tip and they had numbers on. They don't. Right now, most of them are just what they look like. And yeah, baking has become quite an experience with the little baby peanuts in our life. As you can see, I'm using this little star nozzle and that dark black brownish color, and I'm piping little circles, which is going to be the middle part of the seed of our sunflowers. You want to start and make bigger and smaller ones, whichever size you need for the cake. And just put a little bit on top as well. You don't want to do just one layer because it ended up being a little bit flimsy when I took it off. So just build that a little on 2 layers. Okay, the second one is the petals. So I am pushing and just almost rocking my hand back and forth to get that little petal. And I'm going to show you what it looks like. If you just go a little closer, then I continue building on those petals. First a smaller one, and then I go around and around and just adding more petals in it. When you finally do it, you'll see what it looks like, and you'll see where you need to put a little petal and a bigger petal. And I'm just going to continue with all of these until they are done. Now your piping consistency or your icing consistency needs to be really nice for this, because if you have a too soft one, your petal will fall and it will end up going flat. If your icing is a little bit too hard, then you end up just breaking the piping bag, which sucks a lot because it ends up just demotivating you and everything. There's icing everywhere and you don't want that. So as you can see, some of them are bigger, some of them are smaller, and you want to make quite a few of them. I didn't count. I usually have more left over than I need, for the sake of when you guys see later, when I take it off, the one I made a little bit wasn't too cold and a little bit too shallow, if I can put it that way. When I lift it up, it broke in half, and that's not something you want. You want to build on that so you have a strong flour to work with, not a heavy one though, because you are putting these flowers on the side of the cake. So just think about it when you are doing it. Make sure you are focused on what you are doing and how you are piping. Are all the pieces coming together? Are the seeds, to say, of the flower and the petals touching each other? Thinking, if you take this off the parchment paper, will it still be able to be strong enough to handle? All right, now what I'm doing now is I decided to make smaller ones as I had more space on this paper. And once I'm done, this is going into my freezer for, if you can leave it for 30 minutes, even longer, that would be great. You want this flower to be ice cold when you try to lift it from that parchment paper we used. Okay, so I made 3 or 4 trays of these. I'm not going to bore you to show you each one. I think you get the idea of what they look like now. And we're going to move forward. As you can see, I'm building that second layer just to keep them a little full. All right, it's time for the cake. I'm using my cake discs and cake scrapers. They work so much for getting an even sides of my cake and also a flat surface on top. You'll see what I mean later. All right, so building the cake as per usual. This is a chocolate cake, if I remember correctly. So I'm going to use chocolate frosting on the inside just to match that flavor. And always pipe a little piece of frosting on the board so your cake will stick. I'm doing my crumb coating. I'm also not going to show you the whole one. If you've been watching for a while, you've seen me crumb coat and build these cakes so much. So just on the outside, my filling on the inside, that's what you need. Keep building until you have your whole cake covered and put it in the freezer to cold. Now you want your crumb coat to be really cold when you take it out, because when I put my cake disc on top, I want it not to stick to the frosting, and that will only happen when your cake is cold. So I'm adding the base layer now of the cake around our cake, and in a minute you will see me use my cake scraper to help me get that even sides. Okay, so I'm continue building, just making sure all those pieces are. You want to put a lot of frosting on so you don't have to go and fill it up earlier. I'm using a warm spatula. I always have my flask next to me with my 2 small and big spatulas just to keep them warm and help me with that frosting. All right, cake scraper time. Guys, this thing is amazing. Look at that. Now I get an even side according to what my disc is on top and the board at the bottom. And I'm using just my spatulas to fill up the pieces that need some filling. Okay, now I'm just going to swirl that cake and use my cake scraper again just to make sure all of the frosting are even on this side. And using my warm spatula again to smooth out the cake. And now this cake is going back into the freezer until it is cold once more. Okay, now that the base frosting has gotten time in the freezer to cold up again, I'm going to use my small spatula, put it in right between the cake disc and where the frosting starts, take it off. And now I'm going to fill that up with more frosting to get an even layer on top. All right, we're going to just smooth that out with whatever frosting I have left and make that top base. Smoothing it out, going around and around. And I remember my cake is quite cold, so it will be easy for me to do the sides and smooth it out. Trust me, this works so much. There's so many methods you guys can do. You don't have to do this. This is just the one I found familiar enough to do. But there's one where you can pull the sides and then put it in the freezer and then cut it off with a little pared knife. That is perfect as well. Whatever way you find works for you, just go with it. Now, I'm taking out my sunflowers from the freezer and fridge. And what you'll see in a second is the one I had in the fridge and the one in the freezer for the same amount of time. But the one in the fridge is not hard enough. So it didn't have the same time and cold as it would in the freezer. And in a second, when I'm done piping the Hello 30, you'll see me try to lift it up and it will actually just break. So you have to make sure the flowers that you pipe it with buttercream and you want to do it advance and place them on the cake is really, really cold, because you need to handle them. And your hands and everything that you use is already room temperature and warm. So you want to make sure those flowers or whatever you're going to buy, it doesn't matter if it is small leaf petals, you want to leave them in the fridge until they are ice cold. Okay, we have our gloves on because I am going to work with this, and there we go. Instantly it broke. I even tried using my little spatula, and I wasn't happy with how I'm going to have to struggle with this. I think, if I remember correctly, I did use this one because I thought I was going to run out of time. No, I didn't. I actually went and put that back in the freezer, and I'm not going to use that until the very end. I'm going to use these ones that came out of my freezer, and you can see I can handle them so much easier now. I'm just going to place them accordingly and strategically all over. You can't just place them without a plan. You need to think about it. Make sure where you are placing each of your flowers or decoration, because if you end up just placing it anywhere, it's not going to look like uniform. And you want your cake to be uniformed, right? You want it to look beautiful. The first one I added, and then I thought, oh no, this is going to fall off. So I use a little frosting just to make sure my flower sticks. And at the end, you'll see me even piping more leaves onto the cake, and at the back of those sunflowers, just to make sure they stick for real, because I am going to travel with this cake. Next up, I'm using one of my leaf nozzles. I'm also showing you guys what it looks like. And then you can use these for 2 angles. I do apologize if you hear my baby in the background. These days, I have to work with him right here next to me. So if you hear a burp, that's probably what we're doing right now. All right, so you turn the leaf angle in 2 different angles. If you put the close sides to the cake, then I will make the little stems of the sunflower. And if you turn the angle so the open side is in vertical, or vertical, that's it, then you will just pipe a little leaf, also going back and forth with your hand, and it does the most beautiful leaves. So at this stage, baby peanut did become a little fuzzy, and I had to stop, like I mentioned in all my reels. It takes a while now. I had to stop, and I decided, well, I'm picking baby up and we are continuing doing the cake with him in my hands. And at this stage, before you come at me, because I know there are a lot of you guys out there, it's not going to sit well with what's happening right now. Trust me, this is real life. And if you have medical pens like we have, and you have just your 2 hands and you have to figure it out, this is what happens. Trust me, it is as clean as it can be. Remember, this is a small baby. I can't have bacteria and stuff with him as well. So relax if you see me working with a baby. It's just the way it is, and everything is as clean as it possibly can be, so you guys can relax before you come at me. Alright, so at this stage I needed more sunflowers, so I went to fetch those ones we put in the freezer, and they should be perfect now. Relax at this moment. Quibus is going to sweep in and be my hero and take little Peanut from my hands. Such a blessing to have him with me. And then we can continue with all the petals. So at first I thought I'll just do the front of the cake. And then I realized I wanted the whole cake to have sunflowers, not just the top. And I'm going to use every single one I have. And so I just continue adding those sunflowers around the cake. Once again, that one broke. And that's where I decided I need to fill those petals up again. I took the frosting that I have left with the petal tip, and we are going to pipe in at the back of each flower. Not only is it going to help my flowers stick more to the cake, it is also going to fill those flowers up even more. And that's exactly what we want, because we want this cake to look as realistic as possible. And I know some of you might say, the sunflower doesn't look like a sunflower. Look, nature is different. You're never going to find the same flower looking exactly the same, and I'm pretty happy with how this cake came out. As you realize, I have built up a thick skin with all of you trolls out there, and a lot of negative commentary on the YouTube channel sometimes, but I don't pay attention to that. I am here to do the best I can. Everyone else there is doing their best, and if you have a problem with it, please feel free to scroll to the next video. I am here for those of you that are interested in decorating and wanting to know how I did this cake. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for keeping an open mind about everything I do. And it is so much fun to show you what I do with my baking, as it is my absolute passion for almost 13. I think we're going to 14 years now. So, continuing with this cake, just filling those pieces up. Give yourself enough time to do this. Do not go and try and rush cakes. You're just going to make it for yourself. You want to enjoy what you are doing. Putting petals there and seeing this cake come together from just flour and eggs and everything in the beginning is what makes me so happy when doing this. This is probably a good time to mention that if you like cake decorating or even just baking in general, I have some guides available in the description below. You can go and have a look at. It's a beginner friendly, all of them from baking to decorating, even some cupcake and cookie guides to get you started from scratch. So at this stage, I went to fetch my sugar pearls. And just on each little small flower, I'm going to place a sugar pearl. And it's just those small little things that makes me happy when I end off my cake. The detail is what makes your cakes so special, and have returning customers, or even just that self-satisfaction if you're baking for family and friends only. So I went and put a small little sugar pearl on each of those small little white flowers. And there we have it, guys. We are close to done with this cake. You don't need more than that. And I don't know about you, but I'm pretty chuffed with how this cake came out. Of course, gold glitter. No cake and cupcake goes without it. It needs to have glitter. It's just what I love doing. And thank you so much for watching with me. Let me know what you think about that cake. If you have any questions, I am happy, so happy to help you. And you can let me know if there is something that you want to know how to do, and I'll see if I can do it for you. So I'll see you in the next video, and I am so excited to share all of these tips and tricks with you. There we go, a close-up of our cake, and I'm happy. I don't know about you, but I'm happy with this one. See you next time.